I'm live. I'm live. I'm coming at you live from my kitchen. Hello, everyone. Duncan Casey here. Valverde. I just thought I would do a very quick impromptu live video because I was going to record something and then I just thought I may as well just do it live. I'm just here in my kitchen on my own. Well, apart from Nanimals, there's one, and there's Winston. Say hello, Winston. Hello. Don't look at my kitchen. It's a mess. I thought I was hello Billy. I thought I would just do this kind of off the cuff, and as long as it takes me to have my evening drink, having a gin and tonic, a sundowner, well, there is no sun here. Because I wanted to do a quick video. Firstly, sort of channel update stuff. Hey Jamie. The other one, Richard, Richard Ajaxon, is, as you know, in LA, in the City of Angels, doing his. You're drinking gin and tonic too? Righteous, brother. Very good. Very good, man. Cheers to you. Cheers to everyone who's on. Yes, so as you know, Rich is away. Have I heard the news about Bond 25? No, I haven't. Tell me what the news is for today. There seems to be news every 5 minutes. Yes. Just a quick time update. So we will next week still be putting out regularly scheduled content, but the way things fall with Rich getting back is that we are possibly going to miss out on the following week of content, which may be. Oh, the female domestic. Yeah, of course. Come on, Billy, get the program. Yeah, of course I've heard that. That was weeks ago. I gave my thoughts on Twitter. Like I say, it's not as scandalous as it's been made out to be. I think people on both sides of that equation need to kind of just temper themselves a little bit. But there we are. I don't mind it. That's what I've said before. What was I saying? Yes, so we are going to potentially have a week of what a twist. Of dead air, but what I'm going to try and do is get some stuff together for you. It won't be regularly scheduled stuff like It Ain't Broke and all that, but it will be something for you. So that's just a quick update there. I thought I would cover off a couple of things very recently. I wanted to kind of Eden, sorry. Couple of things. Firstly, Blade Runner. I know we did an episode on that recently where Rich and I kind of sat there and went, "We don't get it." And not that we don't get it, but that we don't get the love for it. And I've kind of done a bit of a 180 on that. I watched it. I kind of, for some reason, it just stuck in my head that I should try and appreciate it a bit more. And I sort of read up on it and listened to a few podcasts and just generally had it in my mind. And I thought, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to watch it again, kind of with a different mindset. And I really enjoyed watching it. And for the first time, I think I just stayed glued to it all the way through, and it didn't drag for me or anything. So I may have changed my mind. I think I still have to be in the mood to watch it. But yeah, and 2049, Billy, yeah, is good. It is very good. I do like that film a lot. I want to watch it again actually. I think it's more of an easier watch. And arguably more entertaining, which you could say is better than the original. So that's it. The other thing I wanted to talk about very quickly. I know this makes me so incredibly late to the game, but I thought I'd just throw my 2 pennies in there on Spider-Man: Far From Home. I saw that finally on Monday. I managed to get an afternoon off, so I went and saw that. Loved it. Had a great time with it. I'm not, I guess, a Spider-Man purist, but I really enjoyed it. And who are you, Roger Ebert? No, definitely not Roger Ebert. And definitely not a film critic either. I would never profess to be a film critic. I think, sorry, excuse me, Winston wants to go out. I'll take you with me. You want to go out, buddy? Go on then. Outside. Do you want to play with? Right, never mind. Leave him outside. Spider-Man: Far From Home. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really entertaining, really good fun. I know there's been criticism thrown at it for certain things, but it's a fun, entertaining film. And I think Tom Holland is fantastic. And Spidey talked to Spider-Man 3 or Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh God, I'd more willingly watch Spider-Man 3, I think, than I would Amazing Spider-Man 2, because I just found that a slog. I really did. I found it kind of just laborious. Sorry about the audio and sorry about the rough and readiness of this. This is just purely. I just thought I'd chuck this on because my wife's is not home yet. She's off late, and I've just got home from work, so I just thought I'd say hello and cover up a bunch of stuff. So Spider-Man Far From Home, really enjoyed it. Loved all the kind of stuff. I think as as the jumping off point essentially to Phase 4, is that right? I think it does a great job. While still focusing on what it is itself, which I think was really key to keeping that film going. Big props from me. Really loved it. Really, really had a good time with it. More of that, please, Marvel. What was the other thing I wanted to cover? Oh yeah, because a lot of you have been sending me and Richard's tweets and messages and all that good stuff about the Event Horizon series. I don't know what's the most obscure impersonation you do, something we've not heard before, perhaps. I don't know. Who did I do? I do impersonations of Friends, which obviously no one's ever heard of. Do some people confuse Ivan with me? No. Not very, no. What was it? Obscure impersonations. I don't know. I like doing Ken Bruce, who is a BBC radio disc jockey. Far From Home is the end of Phase 3. Is it? I don't know. I assumed Endgame was the end of Phase 3. Charles Bronson? No, of course not. So Ken Bruce, I suppose, is kind of obscure if you're in America. But he's a radio disc jockey here who's a Scottish guy. And he's very exuberant. He sort of talks like this. He's a bit of BBC Radio 2. Ken Bruce. He's got that kind of glittery. Anyway, that's, I guess, quite obscure. So Event Horizon, the series. We know nothing about it. I mean, no one knows anything about it. They've sort of announced it. I think it's Timothy Dalton. I don't think my Timothy Dalton's that good. I just sort of say, what does he say? He says, "Watch the birdie, you bastard." And other things. I haven't. I did watch. I did watch Living Daylights with Brad, very drunk, a few weeks ago now. We sat down and watched it, and it was really good. No. See, now I'm turning into sort of McCallum. I don't know. I didn't come on here to do impressions. George Lazenby. My name is Bond. James Bond. That's George Lazenby. I wouldn't say he's the best Bond, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, Event Horizon. Shut up. Go away. Stop talking. Dumpling Farm. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to witches. Don't worry. Dan, thank you for reminding me though. Yes. I got to stop reading your comments. Event Horizon. Interesting. I suppose it could be made into a TV series. I think it's a weird one. Because it in and of itself it was a retelling of a lot of other stories. I think it's going to be. I do think it's going to be quite. Oh, bless you! Thank you for sending me £1.99. That's very sweet. Sending us goes with the kitty. That's really, really sweet of you. Thank you. I think that's really nice. I didn't come on here for money, but very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. £1.99 an impression. No. So I mean, it's weird. It's one of those things where I suppose what story would you tell? Do you still tell the original story? Do you tell from is it Captain Miller's kind of story? what story are we telling? I mean, it's all well and good to say it's a TV series. I think if you made it into a mini series, it might be interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what. It just really all comes down to what story they want to tell with it. All throughout the years, people talked about, could you do a sequel? Could you do a prequel? Could you do a prequel about the original Event Horizon crew? And it's like, well, we know what happens. It's not particularly interesting, that, I don't think. So I mean, there's the sort of rescue mission that's talked about in the film, but again, we kind of know all that. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting thing to explore. I think it's always been a problem. I don't want to say problematic, but it's always been that kind of thing where it's like, I think we said all we needed to say, actually. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm intrigued. Damn it, I'm intrigued. It's an interesting thing for them to get off the ground. I think. Bless you, mate. Thank you. We really appreciate you as well. Yeah, no, it's I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of with that film. I have a soft spot for it, which is weird, but it's not. It's Paul W.S. Anderson's best film. Let's put it that way. And it's atmospheric and it's great and it's got a really great vibe to it. I just don't know. How would you make that episodic? You surely can't turn this into like 7 series long. Like what would that even be about? Like what I just don't understand. So yeah, I don't know. But intrigued, very intrigued, and if they make it work, then good for them. Right, what else was I going to? Oh yeah, so Wicked Witches, by them burying the lead, of course. A film I made with my very good friends Mark and Martin Pickering. Very low budget indie horror film, is out today in North America. You guys can get it there. I think on Amazon. I think it's on DVD and VOD. It's in select theatres as well, which is very cool. We've had tons of reviews, mostly positive, some negative, but that's to be expected. And we even had a review in the LA Times, which is really cool. So yeah, super cool. Super excited about that. That is the little film that could, that started out as and here's to any of you budding filmmakers out there, that started out as a conversation. Me and Martin would sit around and have a beer and a chat, and it was always a film that he had in the back of his mind. It was an idea that him and his brother had come up with, about a kind of cursed farm and demonically possessed witches and all this kind of thing, and it was just this thing that I think they had in the back of their mind for so long, but they always had it in their head that it would cost them loads of money to make, and then they would have to get names and all this kind of stuff. And I just said to him one day, I was like, why don't you just start shooting? I said, you're a director, you have equipment, you have actors, you have crew, you have all sorts of people around you who can help make this. Why don't you just shoot something? We could just shoot anything. If it's a mood film, if we just shoot a sizzle reel or anything, just so you can start applying for money. You can show people proof of concept. I think even at the time I had some people I could take it to and see if we could get funding for it. So I was like, why don't you do that? What he heard was, why don't you go and just make it? So, or it seemed that way. So we ended up essentially over the course of about a year and a half, just at weekends, just grabbing footage, and then it started to get more serious. And then the cool thing was we got some guys who had a big octocopter drone that had an electromagnet system, and that could take a Ronin, which is like a handheld Steadicam, and that meant that we could do these amazing aerial shots that could hand off to a camera op that was placed in the set or in the scene. And do sort of seamless kind of one takes, which unfortunately we had to cut away from a few of them because of technical issues. But they were all shot as one, which is really cool. So that I am quite excited about, because I think it was just it was just cool, you know, to see this thing. Basically, I think it cost about 15 grand in the end. I mean, you know, it was all, you know, done on the cheap, and you know, and it was just nice that we, you know, they got it into festivals. I won an award for my performance as I was the lead in it. The character's name is Mark, and for some stupid dopey reason, Mark, basically my character is based on Mark Pickering, who's one of the brothers, and he lived at a place called Dumpling Farm for a while. And he's in a band, and he wrote a song called "The Witches of Dumpling Farm," and that's kind of how this came about. And but they're Scottish, and they were like, "Oh, you know, we're thinking Mark should be Scottish," and I was like, "But if I do that, I'm just going to be doing an impression of Mark on set." And we were like, "Hello, right, let's go down." That was a very big comedy, but you know, all right, son, here we go. Right, it's the Witches of Dumpling Farm. You know, people like that. And I just didn't want to do that. I thought it would be really awkward. So for some stupid reason, I was like, why can't he be Irish? Let's make him Irish. So he's Irish, which is weird. Now whenever I hear the trailer, because I haven't really, you know, we finished it 2 years ago or something, so whenever I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's weird, that's maybe with an Irish accent. But anyway, go check it out. It's called Wicked Witches in North America, and if you guys can get the chance to see it, that'd be great. Winston is just jumping up and down outside, so I'm going to just go and let him in 1 second. Come on, don't jump up on there. Come on, good boy. In your bed. Bed. Good boy. Sorry about that. Yeah. So that's Wicked Witches, and I was very excited. The guys at the London International Motion Picture Awards gave me an award for my role in it. Same title in the UK? Don't think so. No, I think I don't know if we're keeping Witches of Dumpling Farm for the UK. I'm not sure what the UK release is going to be, so don't know yet. Ever heard of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? No. Thoughts on Hellraiser? Yeah. I've done a lot on that in the past life. Streaming anyway, yeah, I'm sure it is. Again, though, in North America, not here at the moment. So, Charles. Right, what other comments have I got? For some reason, the comments go away, which is rather annoying. Can I get them back? Oh, there we go. Let's have a scroll. Can't wait to see it. Thank you. Watch Kenneth. Oh gosh, yeah, Kenneth. That's getting on for, well, it'll be 10 years old next year. Crikey, that's crazy. Bless you, thank you. Yes, it was very, I mean, that's even lower budget. But it's not, you know, these things aren't, I think as well, like some of the reviews we've had for Wicked Witches, it's like, they're like, oh, it looks crap. And it's like, well, yeah, it was made for no money, you know, I mean, and I think people, you know, they need to get some perspective on how things are made. You know, that's, of course I would say that, but you know, I mean, it's very much a niche, low budget thing. As is Kenneth. Kenneth is that, but I think that one. So I won an award for that as well, which I was very grateful for. But it also the film won an award for the screenplay because it was quite a good screenplay there. Will you be doing any more commentaries with Oliver? No. Sorry, not going to happen. Best ideas with intimate conversation with friends. Yeah, true. I mean, I think the great thing as well is that, you know, the thing I'm just really happy about is it's one of those things where when you put your mind to it and you look around you and you realise what you have at your disposal. I think it's it's a nice monument to kind of what can happen if you just crack on. You've done, oh bless you. You've done Emmerdale Enders. How about Corrie? I've auditioned for Corrie a couple of times. I've been up to Manchester and done that, but so far no dice. Go for the hat trick. But I have done Holby. Does that count? It's probably doesn't count. Can you say something about the challenges of making such a micro budget picture? The catering's not as good, and you just don't have what you need at your disposal. I mean, to make a film about witches that involves, you know, they did a great job with Sarah, our makeup artist, did some incredible work with prosthetics and stuff, and there's a scene where I get like my lower face ripped off and I'm hacking people to death with axes and stuff, and you know, for all that it's great. There's this sort of car chase at the end that I think, you know, again would have looked better with some more more budget, but that was always going to be a limitation. And we shot it we shot very much Evil Dead style, which is kind of cool. I mean, it gives it a really nice sort of vibe, and so yeah, you know, well, how do I get the chat back? Chat back, baby, chat back. Don't know. I reckon Duncan would make a great Green Lantern. Oh, thank you. Possibly Carl Rayner. Don't know who Carl Rayner is. I know, obviously, Hal Jordan, and I know the other one. Oh, and I know Jon Stewart, obviously, but I couldn't really do that. Would you want Pierce Brosnan as Uncle Ben? Probably not, to be honest. Because, well, I mean, unless you can really nail down a good American accent. Not sure about that. What's the award? What award? Jack Park. Be more specific. Did you know the low budget? Thank you, Herb. Thank you, Herb. That sounds like a thing Homer Simpson would say. Oh, thank you. Did you know the low budget film from Ari Gold, Adventures of Power, a film about air drumming? No, I didn't. Ari Gold's the guy from Entourage, right? That Jeremy Piven played. Yeah. Thoughts on Brawl in Cell Block 99? I love that. I really enjoyed that. Yes, absolutely. Metal thrashing Matt. Yeah, I had a good time with that. That was on the old Netflix there. That was one of those ones that sort of for some reason pops up really quickly. Like Creed 2 did recently, and you know it's going to go away again really, really quickly. But yeah, Guy Gardner's the other one. Yeah, Guy Gardner's the nutter, isn't he? Yeah, I like Green Lantern. I think it's great. Yeah, Green Lantern is always because I don't look like Superman or Batman or any of those guys probably. So it'd be the guy with the ring. You'd make a great James Bond. That's really sweet. Thank you very much. The acting award I won. Oh, so it was for recently. That it was for. It was, what was the official title? It was best actor in a international film or something. I don't remember. It was the London International Motion Picture Awards, the Olympia, if you will. But those guys were really sweet, and it was really nice of them to kind of recognise the film like that. And Yost. Gary, sorry I missed. Could you start again? No. For the Saint. Thank you, mate. Maybe my dad. So my dad is. I don't know how many of you know this. My dad was an actor back in the '60s. Not for very long, but he kind of dabbled. But he was in 2 episodes of The Saint with Roger Moore, and he played a getaway driver, I think, in one thing, and in another one he had to play a guy who got killed. No, he played a guy. I can't remember. There was a guy. Basically, there was like a guy who was pretending to be dead, and he had my dad had a mask made of his face, and which is creepy now that I think about it. And he wore my dad's face as a mask. So I should try and find those episodes. It's weird. I don't think he's credited on them. I haven't really checked. But yeah. So there you go. There's a connection to the Saint there. I've got all sorts of weird connections through my family to various things like Sidney Poitier. My grandfather designed Sidney Poitier's house in the Bahamas. Kevin McClory, the dreaded Kevin McClory, producer of Thunderball. He had it. My grandpa sued him as well. Like, it seems like everyone did. But yeah. Adam, I'll ask you to do your Christopher Walken. Tell me to piss off. Piss off. Hey, Adam. Piss off. Flanders hate song. I'm not sure. Oh, hello. What's going on there? Let's not do that. I don't know the Flanders hate song. Is that the Flanders thing? My neighbours are going to think I'm weird. There we are. Funniest commentaries I heard was Jaws of Revenge for the channel we shall not name. We can name it. It's on the Harper's retrospective reviews. Or whatever it's called. Yeah, that was fun. I'm not going to deny it. We had a great time with all that. And, you know, we're going to do more. We're going to do more of it. It's just, honestly, Rich and I get together. We live, you know, fairly far apart, about an hour away by car. and it's just finding the time. We're both very busy. I've essentially got 5 jobs, and it's pretty manic at the moment. So and he's an international jet-setting director of photography. So there you go. Have I seen Taffin? No, I haven't. I haven't actually seen Taffin. It's one of those things where it's like, well, I would just be sitting around waiting for that scene, wouldn't I? But yes, I probably should see it. Who's your favourite Anderson director? Wes Anderson, Paul Thomas Anderson, or Paul W.S. Anderson? Very good question, actually. It's like the Archers, Jeffrey Archer. Probably Wes Anderson. Not that I've seen a lot of his films, actually, but I just have a okay. I would say Wes Anderson's probably my favourite. Paul Thomas Anderson is maybe objectively the better one, or I don't know. And obviously Paul W. Anderson has made one film I kind of like. But there you go. Didn't Kevin McClory hated criticism? Chris Tim? Don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. The same is still one heck of a black and white show. Yeah, no, I've not really seen a lot of the same. I mean, I suppose I ought to. It's on like UK Gold or something, quite a lot. Mark, you seem to get cast as a snooty kind of guy who gets a comeuppance. Any chance something that at least starts out more sympathetic? Dude, I've done so many things that is the kind of thing I get. I think that's probably, I guess, of all the stuff that's kind of been readily available or on TV, maybe. Certainly like Emmerdale and there was a film I did called, it was originally called 2 Days in the Smoke, and it was just shortened to The Smoke, which I think is on like Movies from Men at 1 a.m. or whatever. Not to do that film down or anything, but that again was very same guy, smug businessman or whatever. But I've done so much more than that. I mean, Fistful of Lead, which you could buy on DVD, or you still can. You can still buy it on DVD. I mean, it was on all the shelves in all the supermarkets. And, so there you go. That's very much a different role. Check that out. Check the trailer out. Fistful of Lead, directed by Mark Price, friend of the channel, friend of the Brad, friend of everyone. Welsh madman, you see. No, he's not. He's a lovely guy. Favourite Bond score, Aaron? Tomorrow Never Dies. Tomorrow Never Dies. Great score, there it is. Yes. David Arnold, out the gate, nailed it. Absolutely. I think that's my favourite. Yeah, it's going to be my favourite Bond score. I mean, there's so many great ones, obviously. Favourite moments when you were performing in bands? Oh, that's really interesting. Well, we did do one very good gig that we didn't expect to be very big. It was like a village fair, but it turned out there was sort of 1,000 people there, or 2,000 people. It was nuts. So there were loads of people there. So that was cool. And that really, the crowd was on our side that night. I bought the collector's edition of Event Horizon that looks like the front of the ship. Yes, I have that as well. I'd go and get it, but I can't be asked. Even though it's right in there. Have I seen The Saint with Val Kilmer? No, I don't think so. No, I haven't. So my thoughts are, yeah, you do. Let's do a few more questions. Am I able to do a Trump impression? Not really. I don't know. What does he say? He says, it's going to be fantastic. I can't read it. That's nice, wasn't it? Okay. It's that sort of thing. I don't know. That's Dana Carvey's impression now that I think about it. Okay. What got me into watch nerdism? Oh, God. Well, I suppose it goes back to... I suppose it goes back to James Bond, doesn't it? I used to love James Bond. He had his Amiga, and I got one eventually, and was a giddy little kid. And then that was just a gateway drug, like it is for a lot of people, I think. So there you go. You played the suit, man. Yes, unfortunately, I suppose I do. But not really. I mean, it's not. On balance, I've actually done more not suit roles, but that does seem to be what Anyway, but there's Wicked Witches. Obviously, we're not in a suit. Fistful of Lead. I'm definitely not in a suit. And I've got something coming out very soon, hopefully. It should be quite a big deal, and I'm not in a suit. So there you go. So Paul of Satisfied, I think Event Horizon's classic, and Resident Evil Cindy. I don't know what I'm doing about Alan Partridge. There's no seriously guilty pleasure. Yeah, fair enough, man. I think look, by all accounts, he's a lovely guy to work with. He's a competent filmmaker, and there you go. Thoughts on the '87 Aston Martin Vantage returning to Bond 25? Yeah, cool. I mean, whatever. It's nice to see it. Be interested to see how they get that into the story. Why he's got that. But yeah, all good. I'm down. Following Dr. Weir's story. Yeah, but what is Dr. Weir's story? It's like a guy sitting around building a thing, I think that's... What else? Keep up the good work. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate it. This has descended into me just answering your questions. Yeah, so that was really what I wanted to kind of get across, really. I tell you what, I'll stay on until I'm done with my gin and tonic. How about that? So any more questions, just let me know. Ryan! Whoop, 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 whoop. Bit of Ryan. We love Ryan. No, stop doing that. Do you watch comedians in cars getting coffee? Yes, I do. You didn't like Dana Carvey's one? I'm trying to think. I don't know. No, I did see that one. I thought it was alright. Have I heard of the infamous Channel Autumn? No. Who's more conceited? Very good. I don't know because I don't know Mila Jovovich, so I couldn't possibly comment. Go away, fly. I do like comedians in cars getting coffee though. I do like it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Eddie Murphy one. I watched that one. That's the only one I've watched the new series. But yeah. Love Mask of the Phantasm. Yeah, I mean, sorry, meat nice. Yeah, thank you. We enjoyed it as well. Do you know that Spectre shares the plot twist as same plot as was in Power Suite? Yes, of course I do. Let me see. Am I upset? No, not upset. Do you prefer receiving the same question over and over or lots of random irrelevant questions? Probably the latter. What gin for your gin and tonics? Hendrix, which should have cucumber in it, and I have cucumber. So, what's your favourite Bond? What is my favourite Bond? Who is my favourite Bond? You be more specific, Harrison. Bond movie or Bond actor? Favourite card game? Partial to a bit of blackjack, I think. Yeah, partial to that. I think yourself and Rich should do some comedy sketches. Yeah, do you know what we've written? We've written so much. We've written the whole Walken with series. So that it started off with Walken with dinosaurs, and it just turned into like, what other so like the Walken Dead, Walken in the Air, Walken on Broken Glass. So there's tons of stuff we want to do with all that, but it's finding the time to get out there with a camera, and then it's like, do you do it live action? But then you've got to kind of look like Christopher Walken, which I don't. So I'd have to have like hair and makeup and fuck around, and it's just not. What's the point, So I'd like to do it kind of stock footage style. Like I had this big thing for like Walken on Broken Glass. I'd love to be able to. The thing is, if we put the Annie Lennox song in, which is hilarious. The thing is, I love doing it off a song because then when you hear the song, all you hear is Walken on Broken Glass. And it'd just be about Christopher Walken doing a voiceover for some sort of like corporate recycling plant. And just like stock footage of conveyors full of recycling going to and fro, and it just being like, and him not knowing what to say. I don't know. I don't know why that tickles me so much, but it's just like, I don't know. Be like, look at this big conveyor bastard taking glass from here to there. Wow, that's a lot of crap. Well, I don't know. Walking on Sunshine's another one. Yeah. Walking in the Air about the history of aviation. Yeah, we did that one. Yeah, these boots were made for Walken. That was another one. That was, about the shoe industry. I don't know. There's lots of silly things. What else? I've missed a lot of what you said. Aslan. Shush. Harrison? What's your favourite Bond film and actor? Okay, Bond. My pretty favourite Bond film is Tomorrow Never Dies, and I know it's objectively not the best. I think probably Casino Royale's the best. Actor wise, Pierce Brosnan was my guy growing up, but I think Daniel Craig is fantastic as well. So I couldn't really choose between all of them because there's a time for all of them. So that's a bit of a cop out answer, but Dalton is criminally underrated. I wouldn't say he's criminally underrated, but I do enjoy a Dalton. I do enjoy Dalton. Is it true Richard's cars are insured for £5 million? No, it's not true at all. They're insured for £10 million. Not really. Yeah. At the time he was, what did you say? Because I didn't. You said Aaron, sorry. I see. At the time he was. Yeah. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. No. I take that. No. I agree. Sorry. I was glibly dismissing you there. I should have done that. But yes, it did. 5 million each. Exactly. He was. He was unfairly maligned. I think that it was purely the sea change. I think that had come from Roger to good old Timmy. But I guess that's why. No, you're all good, mate. You're all good. Nearly there. Get your questions. Get them in. Get the questions in. Sorry about this rough and ready video, but it's just I just thought it would be fun to do, and I will chuck this up afterwards, obviously, so you guys can watch it afterwards. Duncan, what would it take to convince you, Richard, to do a live stream where you play Cards Against Humanity and you have to read the cards in accents? I don't know. I've never played Cards Against Humanity, so I don't know if that's good or not. Or maybe I have, but I don't know. I can't remember. Horror season commentaries, Duncan. I don't know. We've not really done this season, have we? Or did we? I can't remember this season last year. We should do a commentary. I did a. So the Pickering brothers, who directed Wicked Witches, aka Witches of Dumpling Farm, had to do the distributor asked us if we would do. Asked us if we would do a commentary track for the DVD, which we did, and it was funny doing a commentary with people who've never done commentaries before, because obviously I've done them quite a lot over the last few years, and it was interesting, and then they were all over themselves wondering what to do, how to do it, blah blah. And I was like, guys, just stick the film on. We'll talk into mics. Don't worry, I'll lead if you want. We'll be all good. So that was fun. It was fun doing a commentary with two people I've never, because normally it's me and Richard, and obviously we kind of have a rapport and a routine, so that was cool. But yeah, so I don't know, people have said to do commentaries to films I'm in, and I've never really done it, because I don't know, I just think it's a bit weird, but maybe I should, I don't know. I think if it's a film where I'm kind of the lead, or if I'm in no scenes, then I think it's fair game, because there you go. Have either of you seen Hobbs and Shaw? Well, I don't know if Richard's seen it. He's in the States at the moment. I know he went and saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is not out here yet, I don't think, but he has seen that. So I'm very jealous. Can you outdrink Mila Jovovich in an all-out vodka drink-off? Dunno. Never met her. Do you think... Okay, Eric, you're getting a bit silly now. Dazed and confused. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes. Anyway, yeah. So that's kind of the roundup. So yeah, really, that's kind of what I wanted to say to you. You and Richard do a commentary on the Hellboy movies. I haven't seen the recent one, but maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's all fair game, to be honest, guys. And if you keep throwing us your suggestions, it really helps. Someone said The Rock earlier, I think. I'd love to do The Rock, and now that Richard has met Tony Todd and shot lensed Tony Todd, I think it would be only fitting to do that now seems a good time, so maybe I'll do that. It's one of my favourite kind of Connery films as well, actually. With it, I'm only borrowing your Humvee. What's my favourite film? Big Lebowski. Definitely, without a doubt. Ryan, you asked me a question. Ryan, who's your favourite movie villain? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess the go-to thing is Hans Gruber, right? That's what you're supposed to say, I think. So maybe Hans Gruber. He's one of the better ones. I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker's pretty up there. I don't know. Wasn't Connery difficult to work it? I don't know what that means. Work it, Connery. Work it, baby. Favourite biopics? Ooh, that's a good question. I've answered that before. Someone's asked me that before. Favourite biopics? I don't know. I do know. There are some great ones. I'm just trying to think. I'll have to come back to you on that one because I don't know. I don't know why I asked me to Mila Jovovich comment. I don't really watch her films, not that I have anything against her, but there we are. Favourite Simpsons episode? Ooh. Yeah. That's a good one. I remember, so one of my favourites, and not necessarily because it's great. I do love the monorail episode. That's very good. I do. The X-Files one always sticks in my mind because when I was a kid, I had a video and it had 4 episodes on it, I think, and it had the X-Files one. It had at least the Iconoclast episode with Donald Sutherland, which was amazing. And it had, I can't remember the other 4. I think it had, I can't remember. It had the real estate one, which is also brilliant. That video really had the best of the Simpsons on it. I can't remember the 4th one, but maybe it'll come back to me. But yeah, the real estate. I mean, there's the Glenn Ross rip-off with Gil, Margo, I am afraid of you. That was such a brilliantly observed and yet obscure thing to come from. Yeah, that's great. But yeah, no, the X-Files one, I sort of that I just remember that so well. Yeah, probably that one. Right, a couple more questions, and then I have to jet because I'm gonna have to make dinner before the wife comes home. What does Sean Connery do with the money? What money? I tell you what he does. He plays golf in the Bahamas all the time, and he didn't spend it on my play our play that we were doing. I know, I did a play in the Bahamas 5 years ago, and I know our producer tried to butter him up for some cash, and he said no. Jack, how would you want the next incarnation of Bond to be? Should they go for a more fantastical take? I don't know. I think that's one they're going to have to really think about. They're very smart people, the Bond producers, and I would never want to second guess them. I think, for my money, maybe try and just eke out, like remove some of the super continuity, so we're not just hamstrung by all that all the time. Like, get back to a bit more of an episodic, one mission at a time thing. That's where I would try and make it go, and I just wouldn't address that it's not the same guy. I would just be like, like they always have, and let the Daniel Craig films be their own little island almost. Because I think there's no other way to do it. You bring in a guy, and because this has now got set up as super continuity, you either bring in a lookalike to do an impression, or you reboot again, but you don't really want to do that. So I think it's really a case of let's just get back to a more episodic thing. I think something along the lines of a GoldenEye or Tomorrow Never Dies would be great. And I think they're kind of going that way anyway. I mean, Spectre was almost in that vein, but the trouble is that when you've gone to 11 on the serious ground in reality stuff, which is great, and I'm not doing it down, but I think once you get to that stage, it's very hard to try and swing the needle the other way. And nor should they. I mean, I want them to carry on with what they're doing now, and I would just have Daniel Craig keep going. I mean, he's very capable. I'd have him do at least another one if they could do them a bit more regularly. Yeah. 50s set Bond would be great. It would, Aaron. It would. I agree. It would be lovely to have a period Bond film, but I don't think it'll happen because product placement. Although it's interesting though, because obviously you're now getting kind of the props department are remaking classic cars and putting them in as product placement for Aston Martin. So, but I know that it would be unlikely. Will Bond 25 be Daniel Craig's last Bond film? He says it will be. I mean, maybe that's a ploy. I don't know. Have I seen Fences? No, I haven't. Well, I saw the start of it, but I actually fell asleep. Not because of the film, but because I was very, very tired and a bit drunk. And we'd started to watch it, but we fell asleep. So I should go back and revisit that. It's got some of my favourite actors in it. So there you go. Right, couple more questions, and then I'm out of here. Would your commentary of Alien vs Predator with Richard be the theatrical cut? We're not doing that as far as I'm aware. We might do it. Kind of done with Alien Predator. I smell farts. I think there's the cat has farted. So you're sorry. He's farted because I've not been feeding him, and he's done it. It's a dirty protest out of that. Say hello. Wave to the people. Hello. Falling Down commentary, or It Ain't Broke. Yeah, I think we should do an It Ain't Broke on it. I don't know about commentary. There are some films that just don't lend themselves well to commentaries. It might be good commentary, but I mean, really, that would be a feature-length podcast. But yeah, we should do that. Sam, most annoying thing about YouTube. I don't want to be negative about YouTube because it's been great for me, but I don't know. It comes with its annoyances, but certainly as a viewer, it has anyway. We've covered some of that stuff off in what we've done. Will we do an Indiana Jones commentary? Possibly. Everything's up for debate. I don't think we've really ruled a lot out. I know Richard's not very keen on doing Star Wars or Back to the Future for some reason. But there we are. Is there a director's cut of AVP? There actually is, but I think it only has like the scene added at the start. Mystery Paperback, thank you so much for sending us $5. That's really, really kind of you. Bless you. Sending some love right back at you, mate. That's or lady. I don't know which one. Aaron, thank you. $1.99. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much. Favourite Friday the 13th film, if any? I've only seen the first one and I've seen the remake. Didn't like either of them, if I'm honest. Is there going to be more Risky Quizness? Yes. Richard has written another Risky Quizness. It takes him a long time, understandably, because he has to come up with all the stuff. And then we have to shoot it, so we'd have to get Brad back in, or another willing participant. So, yes. Trademarking reaction voices. Okay, fair enough. What about Hardcore Know the Score 3? Don't know what that is. I'm sure you think it's great. Kevin, there's 140 million cash. Yes, yeah. There's I don't know. There is AVP stuff. Peace out, Eric. There's 3 versions. Oh, I didn't know that. There you go. Every day's a school day. Mark Commode. Yeah, alright, Mark Commode. Sorry. Mark Commode's a bit of a British institution, really, because I remember him back in the day, like on Channel 4, I think, or on the BBC, he would introduce films. So he would do like bits to camera at the start of things, like I think Nightmare on Elm Street, I think he did one for him and stuff like that. So he's been around a long time. I like Mark Commode a lot. I think he's cool. I don't always agree with him, but then just don't have to do. He has reviewed a film I was in, but I was cut out of. And I suppose if we're counting those, then he's reviewed a few films I worked on but was not in the final cut. Not for any fault of my own that I know of. The Thick of It. Never really watched The Thick of It. I watched the film. What was that called again? Can't remember. But you've asked me that already. Do people confuse Ivan with you? No. We're very different. I love Ivan a lot. He's a we're not very alike though. Blade Runner. I bet that hurt. Blade Runner. I hardly knew her. In the Loop. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen it. Well, my glass is indeed empty. Congratulations on the win. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that. If you guys get the chance to see it, I'd really appreciate it. Obviously, I understand that you don't have to. The French Connection is a great shout, Jack. And I would love. We really actually thank you. You brought that to my attention. I would love to do that. We should definitely do that. Cheers, Ben. We should definitely do French Connection and French Connection 2, because French Connection 2 is, I think, is absolutely wonderful, and certainly as a performance from Hackman, I think is up there with his best. And Gene Hackman is an actor that I would love to give more love to, so we ought to do that, because he's definitely one of my favourite actors. So there we are. I guess I'll leave it there. Gosh, I've been going for nearly an hour, 51 minutes. That's a long G&T, isn't it? Let's get the beers out of the fridge. I freeze this around. I forgot about. Yeah, let's call it a day, and I'm sure we will. Sorry, we're gonna have beersicles down at the top of the fridge. It's messy. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for all of your comments and for signing on and engaging with me on this Friday evening. And I hope that was in some way edifying, and I hope that gives you a bit more of an idea of what's kind of going on with the channel and what's going on with me, and kind of my thoughts on various things. And really, really great to chat to you. And I'll try and do more of these in the future. There will be there's the Patreon exclusive live chat that will happen again this month that we're due for very soon. That's a bit more kind of contained, and obviously we chat and have Q&A, so go over there if you guys are Patreon subscribers, then look out for that. And until next time, thank you very much, and thank you for your continued patronage of our channel and your subscriptions and all that good stuff. So you guys take care, and I'll speak to you again very, very, very soon. Cheers, guys. Bye bye now.